Hey, long time no see, no speak, long time no vlog. This year we were treated to a new title in the Jedi series, the Jedi Survivor game. It's the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. The game itself is what you got in the first game, but better, more action, bit more intense drama. But let's talk Lego. This year we also got treated to a new version of the Mantis Stinger. Part of why I remember Fallen Order so well was this ship exactly, the Mantis Stinger. There was something about actually being able to walk around in the ship, seeing all these details, the cockpit with the swivel chairs, this hollow table with the planets on it, the kitchen, like just being able to make some kind of hot brew, made me think of coffee probably. It kind of made me feel like the ship was really a home. Now, since Lego didn't make a version of the Mantis Stinger, I had to go look online for custom instructions. This is the first ship for which I looked up custom instructions. It's a ship by 2bricks in the play scale, but a kind of play scale deluxe. It's not minifig scale, so it's a bit smaller. It's a bit more easy to handle. It's a bit more easy to find room for to put up in your wherever you put your Lego. Now, why do I say play scale deluxe? Because he puts in all the little details that you would expect from a UCS model. And so this year he made the second version, 2023 model. The difference is mostly in how it's constructed, how sturdy it is, the play features. Some of the details have been modified a bit, especially on the inside. I think the way that it looks is even more gratifying, I would say. One of the not so many downsides of the first model, these two front cannons, they don't need much, like a little swipe and they come off. And I'm glad to say that is improved in the new model. Yeah, even if I increase the force, like I'm tapping it enough that like the whole model is shaking and it's still not coming off. Both of these you can swap easily between three positions. Like this is one position, the other one is with the engine wing down, and then the third option on both sides of the ship you have the wings coming out. But the whole reason he started to redesign the ship was to have this mechanism redesigned. And so on the new version, just like with the old version, you have in the back, you have this latch which you can slide back so that the wings are locked in a certain position. If I slide it back, you can see that I can slide it front and back. Now the little wing can slide independently. It all slides pretty smoothly, and when I want to lock it in, you need to line up the holes in the mechanism with the slidey part. They slide in and it locks into position. Now the stand is I would say pretty basic, but it is functional. And so just like with the previous model, you have a landing gear mechanism. It works a bit differently. It's more integrated, I would say. It has a more integrated look, but the downside is that there is a bit of setup needed because it needs an extra strut or two on each side, and the actual landing gear, which you can find by turning the model around. And then you have this little back side that opens where you can find your different pieces. Shake it a bit like this, and with one hand I will keep the wing a bit supported, also put it on the table. I can draw out the two legs. There's a Technic piece with a round 1x1 plate, and those you need to then point up that it lines up nicely. Here on the engine you have your stud to which you can attach your transparent antenna, and that way you have your Mantis Stinger out displayed in the way that the other model was. With the old model all of that is a bit different. In the new model you have this whole sphere around which the wings twist. In the old model there's a big gap here. The new model you can put in different ways from different sides. You can you have a lot more freedom in how to display it. The old model, to display it, I would say, without going through the effort of making your own stand, there was really only one option. It had to be like this, and you would want to look at it from that side, because here you have this gap. There's the anti-plates. It doesn't look as exciting as it does from the other side. When it's down, here again you still have this hole in your Mantis Stinger that again doesn't look as nice as it does in the new model. Now opening them up, you just take off the piece on top, holding them side by side. The new one you can see is a little bit longer, but then the inside, that is where you see the difference. There is a bit more space to put different minifigs in the old version than in the new one. So the detail does come at a price, but I would say that it's a price worth paying, like a semicircle for each of the benches. And now in the back there's space for the workbench, a bed for Cal, and a meditation circle. It's a bit more divided into rooms. Some extra things got added on top for stability. But in the old one, it does feel a bit more spacious, but at the same time empty. This is about as side to side as I can get it to. The front of the cockpit now is a bit more empty. And as you can see, the controls put up in a bit of a different fashion now. So we have the old version on the left side, new version on the right side. You can see there's been some changes to the engines as well. The new one has been more of a smooth transition between the hull and the engine, while the new one is working with these wheel pieces. They make for a little bit less smooth transition. So the shapes, the way the curves are implemented, the general ease by which you can display it in different ways of displaying, the fact that there's still studs on there. I like a couple of studs to remind you that, yeah, this is actually a Lego model, but on the old version there were perhaps a bit too many. Plus on the old version you had the anti-studs on the back. And so in conclusion, I would say that the new version, just like I would say the game, 2023 version is better in almost every way than the 2019 version. If I would really have to like nitpick, I would say that from the outside, the portal of the drawbridge, I guess, of the ship is a bit more separated from the rest of the side of the ship on the old version than the new one.